Hey y'all, so y'all say y'all want to do some videos, so let's do some videos. Okay, so today our objective for today is we are going to learn how to find the solution to a system of inequalities. Okay, and the solution to a system of all inequalities is always going to be graphed most of the time. All right, so I'm going to do a couple on here for you, and then you have a sheet that's different than this that you are going to do for practice. All right, so I'm going to give you a sheet like this where you're going to do what I do, and then you'll have your own practice sheet, and in that practice sheet you'll practice. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm talking a lot. All right, so let's just get into the meat of it. So I'm going to use colored pencils so you can see what I'm trying to go for here. All right, and I'm assuming blue and yellow makes green, right? Or at least I'm hoping it does. So if it doesn't, it's going to suck. Yo, I probably shouldn't do that. I'm going to use blue and green because it'll be hard to see yellow. Look, I thought ahead of myself. Yay. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to graph both of these equations, right? So if I'm looking at number one, in order to graph an equation, I start with the y-intercept. My y-intercept is -3. I'm going to go to -3 and put a little dot there, right? -3. My slope is +1/2, so I'm going to go up 1 over 2, make another dot. Up 1 over 2, make another dot. Down 1 over 2 to finish out this side. Down 1 over 2 to finish out that side. And I'm going to connect it. All right, I know this. Oh, yeah. And I know it's a solid line because it's less than or equal to, right? Now I got to figure out which side am I going to shade. Which side am I going to shade? So in order to figure that out, I have to pick a number and plug in. So remember how we always said we're going to choose 0, 0 there? Remember that? So I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to plug in 0 for x and 0 for y because that's a coordinate here I can choose. So 0 less than or equal to 1/2 times 0, -3. So that means 0 is less than or equal to 1/2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3. So 0 is less than or equal to -3. Is 0 less than or equal to -3? No. So that means this side is not included in my solution set. So I have to shade this side. Right? So I'm going to shade it with this colored pencil. I'm using colored pencil so y'all can see something. All right? When you use a pencil, shade lightly. All right. So now I have to graph my second one. So I start with my y-intercept. My y-intercept is +2. I start at +2. I put a dot. My slope is -2. Remember, I put that over 1. If it's not a fraction, you make it a fraction. So this is telling me to go down 2 and to the right 1. Down and to the right. Down and to the right. Down and to the right. And then up and to the left. So down 2 over 1 and then up 2 over 1. And my line is going to be dashed because it's less than. There's no line underneath it. So it's the dashed line like that. Okay, now I got to figure out what side to shade. So I'm going to use the point 0, 0 and plug in for this one. So 0 is greater than -2 times 0 plus 2. So 0 is greater than 2. Is that true? No. 2 is greater than 0. So that means I'm not going to shade this side because that includes that point. I have to shade this side. So the solution to this inequality set would just be this part right here. So if you were using a pencil, you would erase where you shaded right here. So I would get rid of the blue and the green. And only this part is my solution set because that's where they both are shaded. They're not both shaded right here, so that's not it. Only green is right here, only blue is right here, but blue and green is right here. So that would be my solution set. So I'm going to do number 2 with y'all as well. And I don't have a pencil. That's why I'm using color pencil so y'all can see. So that's why when you use a pencil and you shade lightly so you can erase what doesn't overlap. So I would erase the green and the blue. All right. I would erase the green and the blue. I would keep that one. So let's look at number 2. Same thing. I'm going to graph it. So y is greater than -1/3 x minus 2. Start at -2. Put a point there. My slope is -1 over 3. That means I'm going down 1 to the right 3. Down 1 to the right 3. down 1 to the right 3, that's off grid. So I'll go the opposite way. Up 1 to the left 3. Up 1 to the left 3, that's off grid. I know it's going to be dash, and I know because my line is going down, my slope is negative, so I was correct, all right? So I have to make a dash line. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can. Fantastic. All right, that's not really straight, but it's dash line, okay? Sorry. Now I gotta figure out what am I going to shade. So I plug in 0, 0. 0 is greater than negative 1/3 times 0 minus 2. 0 is greater than, I know this is gonna be 0, negative 2. 0 is greater than negative 2, so I would shade the side that includes the 0, 0. So I'm shading it. All right, now I go to my next one. Y is greater than x plus 2. Start at my y-intercept, which is 2. And x plus 2, there's an invisible 1 in front of that x. So your slope is not 0, it's 1. And I'll put it over 1. All right, so that means I'm going up 1 to the right 1. Up 1 to the right 1. Up 1 to the right 1. Then down 1 to the left 1. Down to the left, down to the left, down to the left, down to the left. All right. I know it's a dash line. And I got to figure out where to shade. So I'll use 0, 0 as my point of reference. So 0 is greater than 0 plus 2. I'm just plugging in for 0 for y next. 0 is greater than 2. Is 0 greater than 2? No, it's not. So I wouldn't shade this area. I would shade everything over here. So the solution to this is just this part. It's not this part, it's not that part, it's not that part. It is just this part. Let me make sure that's clear for y'all. So the solution to this part is just this. And then everything onward, that's like not on the graph, right? The solution to this are this, because that's where the green and the blue overlap, all right? So one more, and then y'all are on your own. So looking at this, y is greater than 2. I know any equation like that, I gotta go like this. I know it's a dashed line. Anything where it's like y equal to a number is gonna be a horizontal line. I gotta figure out where I shade. So y has to be greater than 2, so all these numbers up here are greater than 2, so I can do that. I know I'm gonna shade up here. If you plugged in 0 for y, 0 is not greater than 2, so I wouldn't shade this area. All right, next one, y is less than negative 5/3 x minus 3. I start at my y-intercept, which is negative 3. Put my little dot. Negative 5 over 3. So I go down 5, can't do that. So I'll just go up 5 into the left 3. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 1, 2, 3, and it's off grid. So now I know it's a dashed line. Cool. I gotta figure out what to shade. So I plug in 0, 0. So 0 is less than negative 5/3 times 0 minus 3. I always use 0, 0 as a reference point because it's easy. So 0 is less than 0 minus 3. 0 is less than negative 3. Is 0 less than negative 3? No, it's not. So I would shade not this side, but this side, looking at just my blue line. So I'm shading. So they overlap right here, so that's the solution. So y'all can go ahead and try the next ones. The rest of the sheet on your own, use the video to help you, okay? This part is my solution set. Where they overlap is your solution set. Goodbye.